You know, this is a game that is kind of deliberately a bit graphically wonky, right? Regardless of that, there are still some things where I think there could be more polish, like death animations, making the environment a bit clearer when you're in one area versus another, making the visual edges of things a bit clearer so that you can jump a bit better. But I kind of like the sense of humor that's inherent in how kind of silly a lot of this is. I like the revolver that spins forever. I like the ridiculous size of the jumps. That kind of feels really fun. Yeah, this is generally doing a lot of things that I like. The whole boomer shooter thing, one of the things that happen with FPS is when they start to get more realistic, it's like the sense of space and everything else has to get realistic. Like the size of a jump gets more realistic because your character looks more realistic. And it doesn't have to be that way, but that seems to have been the way things have gone since games have got more visually realistic. And I really like the kind of mechanical weirdness that we tend to get with these games with these more like retro, janky retro visuals. One thing comes to signal the other, right? I see a game that looks like this and I sort of know it's going to be bizarre and over the top. If I saw a game that had like a boomer shooter visual style and it didn't have crazy jumping or some sort of odd, surreal mechanic to it, I would probably be disappointed at this stage now. Ah! Big guy. Oh. He's dead. Did him in... This is Indies Under the Knife, a weekly stream where I take 3 or 4 games sent to me that are works in progress, share my thoughts and opinions about game design and my professional experience doing it for a while and teaching it for a while. Let's check out Time Cowboy, a fast-paced retro cowboy FPS about a stubborn cowboy named Hank blasting his way through history. I do like me a highly stylized retro shooter with weird mechanics. I didn't realize quite how much I enjoyed that until recently. Really liked Blood Thief. Mouse is really unsensitive, and I don't know if that's intentional. Punch, uppercut. It's not really a double jump, it's like a jump with an air dash. Movement feels really nice. We've got this very fast movement. The jump is very strange because the jump is like it kind of launches you forward. And it doesn't really care about your existing momentum. It does this like standing forward leap. I can just always trigger another jump even when I'm in the air. This is so strange. It would almost make sense if my character was on a horse. What do you call a retired old cowboy? Deranged. Some sort of bullet time thing I can go into. That's fantastic. That is such a cool stylistic thing. So to do the kind of sights aim, slows it down, and does the kind of good, the bad, and the ugly film thing. Whatever this is. One of the things I want with this level design is just a bit more clarity where the edge of something is or where there's a hole. Because that was kind of one of the things that Blood Thief did very, very well. And I think it's just having a strong contrast between the top and the sides of things. Like this, the problem here is we have this sand texture, and then the sand texture goes down here and along the side. So you can't clearly see the edge of the thing. And I don't think that's a great choice, because a game like this, you want people's failures to feel like they're their own and not just because the game did something annoying to them, you know? But it generally feels pretty good. The jump is very strange, but it does give the game its own character. Oh, yeah, that was good. The shotgun has a jump as its secondary fire, which is very strange. And that means that now I can... I've got punching. I've got my pistol that has its kind of bullet time as the secondary fire. And the shotgun inexplicably allows me to jump, even though it has nothing to do with the weapon itself. Whoa! I get the enemy billboarding as a sort of development constraint, but one of the issues with doing it in a game like this is you spend quite a lot of time above the enemies. So I think you need to billboard them at the other axis as well, so that when you're above them, they sort of look up at you and you still get the full plane to shoot at, because otherwise when you're above them, they're kind of... well, turned away from you and you can only just see the top of the billboard. Yeah, I like feeling like I'm on the moon. Like, if I were to try and make an FPS, it would definitely have this kind of level of insane jumping. But the difference between the jumps on the different guns is kind of crazy. In a good way, I think. Right. Is that just... Did that open up after I cleared everything here? Is that what's going on? Great cool mechanics here. Not amazingly telegraphed of, like, why this gun has the air boots attached to it and stuff like that, but in terms of just how it all feels to play when you put it all together, it's really fun. I'm glad we don't have the, like, instant one-shot kill thing that Blood Thief has in this, because it would just be too hard with all of these bullets coming in.
You're a goddamn punk! Die here, I'm gonna carry a whip from limb.
I'm not sure how I feel about this parry mechanic. I just generally hate parry mechanics. Managing to get back on the platform when you've been pushed that far off is very, very satisfying. It feels quite fluky when you manage to do it, but I keep forgetting that punching people heals you as well. I haven't been using the punch. It taught us that right at the beginning, but I think maybe I didn't spend enough time using the punch mechanic for it to stay in my memory. This is another thing about, like, the difference between tutorializing something versus, like, actually onboarding a player into using it. Like, tutorializing it, we often just think of as, like, telling the player they can do this thing. And onboarding someone into a mechanic is, like, giving them an opportunity to learn it, where they don't really have enough choice to not use it, so they can't kind of skip it, you know? So, there's a lot of times where I'm respawning with a gun. And I think if I had to kind of work my way through the chain of weapons again a little bit more, then I would remember to use my punch. Right, has that opened the exit now? Oh no, we've still got some guys over here. The way they jolt up in the air when you uppercut them is fantastic. It's a note written in almost illegible handwriting. Dear fellas, what the hell are y'all doing? I spent a full $1 on yours. Do you know what I could have gotten with $1? 4 cups of coffee. If you do not stop Hank and he kills me, I will torture you all in hell. Thank you, Mr. Milton.
Thank you to the patrons. You have enabled this thing to exist. Thank you to the patrons. So I put your name on this list. Thank you to the patrons.